Hello, welcome back to PAC Talk with me, your host, Pete Vodden, and I'm here today with the delightful Emylee Cavell.
Why, hello.
I want to tell you guys a little story to begin with. 2020, um, the height of the pandemic. Me and Emylee had terrible cabin fever. We've been obviously, like most people, stuck in LA, just ground down by the whole experience of the pandemic, and just had to get out and had to go somewhere. So we basically packed up the truck and headed to Montana. We went via Salt Lake City, um, through southern Montana, up into Bozeman, into Chico, Livingston. We stayed in a converted wagon. We rode horses, and then we traveled back down. We took a time. We went to the Grand Canyon on the way back,
We did. Good
and
memories.
the whole thing was like 2 weeks.
It was,
Like,
I remember I kept trying to extend it a day because you were like, oh, well, we can't be gone for that long. And I think we
yeah,
started at 10 days and then I got 14 out of you.
yeah. I'm always paranoid about going away, that everything's going to fall apart and I'm going to have nothing to come back to. But yeah, it was an amazing trip. I look back on that trip so fondly, even though it was such a hard time for us all. And we've done one more trip like that since. That time was a wedding for our friends, Jeff and Nicole up in Washington. Same kind of thing. We went up to Washington, then we went across down into Idaho. Beautiful drive, camping with the kids. Stopped at Mammoth on the way back. A bear ate our marshmallows.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
why it's favorite story to tell.
yeah,
Yeah.
White favorite story. Yeah. But all this to say, me, like I have to exercise, right? I'm in the gym every day. It's at this point, it's a healthy addiction, and it's really hard for me to walk away from that and to not have that. But that said, like this is my favorite kind of holiday, like just a big road trip with the family, no real pressure. Like we get there when we get there. It's just fun. I don't have to worry about flights and that stress. It's just like the open road and camping and just time with the family. I love that stuff. So when we do that, obviously there has to be strategies, right? Because I don't have my usual routine. I don't have my usual gym stuff. I don't have all the same weights and stuff. I think on that first trip, I maybe took a kettlebell. I think I took a kettlebell.
You did.
Just
One.
threw it in the back of the truck, just one kettlebell, maybe some dumbbells, but I don't even think I had
I don't think so.
dumbbells. So it was really just, body weight stuff, running, kettlebell swings, kettlebell stuff, whatever needed to be done. I maybe did drop into a few gyms on tour, which I love to do. It's one of my favorite things to do, just to see different gyms and see how they operate. I think we did that a few times. So that kind of like, took the edge off a little bit, took the edge of my anxiety a little bit. But broadly speaking, yeah, we just found ways with nature to like run or swim or do body weight stuff or, do little body weight circuits, just fun stuff that, it's not like a normal, like full scale workout, but it's enough. It's enough to tide you over. It's enough to, not completely fall off the tracks and keep things going and keep you stimulated and stay that feeling of healthy. I always say, I grew up in England, and a lot of people when you're in England, everyone goes to Spain or France for like 2 weeks or 10 days, whatever, gets drunk every day, eats as much food as possible, and then come back more exhausted than when they left. So that kind of thing never makes sense to me. Like I never want. Yes, I want to relax. Yes, I want to go to some good restaurants. Yes, I want to. Yeah, I might want to drink a little bit, but I don't want to come back feeling more exhausted than when I left. So I want to make sure that I'm at least, doing physical activity, staying healthy and feeling good about myself. I know Emily's the same way. So we have over the years, I'm using this as an example, but I've been doing this for years and years and years and years. Every time I've gone on holiday, it's always been a big part of it. Strategies, right? Strategies to stay fit and healthy. So with that said, we thought this year we kind of put together a pack for you, a Pharos travel guide to help you with your holidays. If you're on the road, if you're flying somewhere, if you're camping, if you're going to restaurants, whatever it may be, wherever you are, we want to put something together that you guys can use to help you on that trip. We're talking about workouts. We're talking about ways to eat. We're talking about strategies. We're talking about routine or no routine and how to work that out. talking about, family relationships, and how to do things together as a family, and it not just be like, one person doing something while the other one like resents them for it, which happens sometimes. So yeah, lots of different things, lots of different strategies to really help with your vacations, with your summer. We're calling it the strong summer. We want it to be a strong summer for everybody. So again, coming up with ideas, coming up with solutions, suggestions, things that we've learned over the years that have helped us kind of stay in shape over the summer. Again, we're not talking about like peak performance. We're not going to the CrossFit Games. It's just enough to kind of keep you on the tracks. Want to add to that, Megan?
No, you did a pretty good job. Yeah, it breaks down the kind of fitness, nutrition, and accountability strategies that we've used. So there's, at-home mobility stretching videos, 5-minute videos. There's at-home workouts. There's ways to explore conditioning and, all the kind of strategies and tidbits in between. I think the one thing that you missed, though, Pieter, is in addition to this being like the time that people are going and traveling and, like maybe like putting their account on hold or being like, oh, what should I do while traveling? Or like, oh, we just finished up the Limitless Challenge. I hope it doesn't all fall apart this summer, that kind of thing. Other than there being an obvious need for, kind of strategies on the road, for us, it really is kind of the epitome of the SoCal tour now that we've finished Palm Springs. So we have a city location, we have a desert location, we have a mountain location, and a beach location. So for us, it's like Pharos really does know how to do it, whether you are at the beach or the mountains or the desert or the city, the PAC has it down, and I think that the exploring through the lens of the Pharos SoCal tour is a fun excuse to travel this summer. Also, we really encourage everyone in all of our locations to, jump in, bounce around between locations. I know we're going to do a beach party in Redondo. We just had the grand opening in Palm Springs. We'll have a rendezvous in Idlewild, reasons to explore the different areas. And so really with this travel guide, wherever you are on the road this summer or, this year, take it with you. But really also remind yourself that as a member of the PAC, that as, a part of the PAC, you are a part of a larger community, a larger Southern California community across desert, mountain, beach, and city. And we want you to use that and explore that and, drop into all the locations and, really use it as kind of like your passport, your PAC passport.
Yeah,
to like drop that in. Yeah, I like that too. We should.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the guide is now live. It is also syncing up with our summer specials. If you know us at all, you know that 2 times a year we run slamming deals, an offer just too good to say no to, right? So 2 times a year we do that, and we also try to provide as much value and action pack as much stuff so you guys know that we're in your corner. That is the big thing that you can experience. The difference with Pharos is it's not just another gym. You can get a fine treadmill across the street, but really if you're going to sign up for a place like Pharos, if you're going to be a part of the PAC, it is because you got, the right people in your corner, the right community supporting you, and an overall PAC community that you can rely on.
Where would one go to find this guide, Emylee?
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you asked. You can go to the show notes right here so that way you don't even have to get off the app. Just go in the show notes. There'll be a link to get it. And I'm sure if you're within the Pharos community, then you already know about it because we're emailing you, we're dropping little tidbits, all that. So get the guide in the show notes and let us know what you think. Take it on your travels.
Yeah, and in addition to that, obviously we'll be doing social media posts, we'll be doing YouTube videos. We'll be doing the PAC Perspective. We'll go on all summer, and every week will be a reason to talk about something else to do with the summer, to do with holidays, to do with travel. I say holidays because I'm British. And yeah, so stay tuned to all those different avenues for information. And Emily's right. Like every club is a Pharos, but every club's a little bit different because it's in a different place and it has a different demographic and a different different community. Everyone's lovely, everyone's nice, but they're all just a little bit different. So if you are staying around the kind of like Los Angeles, California area, then do take advantage of this because it's really fun to drop into different cities. Obviously, we get to do it a lot. So we'll be in LA with Redondo once a week. We'll be in Palm Springs at least 3 times a week right now, and Idlewild 3 times a week, whatever it is. So we get to see and benefit from the different communities, the different people, the different facilities, and the different environment that those facilities are in. And obviously, we like to obviously support the local businesses around us. So you get to, and we'll tell you about those too. So local restaurants, local cafes, good places to stay, all that kind of stuff. All that, really helps build our community and the communities around us and support local businesses, which obviously we're super interested in doing. So yeah, if you can get out, see the different Pharos gyms, take advantage of it. Like we said, one of our big goals this year is not to be 4 separate communities, but to be like one big community that kind of interacts with each other and bounces off each other and helps each other out. That's the kind of dream as we build this
Community
dream.
and cohesion. Those are our net words,
Community
in
and
case you
cohesion.
were wondering where
Yeah.
that's coming from. Yes.
Yeah. So, obviously I feel like as a bigger community, we can do more good than as small independent communities. So yeah, take advantage of that, reach out, spend time with other people, and just enjoy it.
All right.
All right, guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of advice, that little tip bit for the summer. As Emylee said, it is live now, so you can either click on the show notes here. Watch out for the newsletter that'll be coming out with more details. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms and on YouTube. Again, we'll be popping out information all summer, and me and Emylee are definitely looking forward to seeing you on the gym. All right, babe. Till next time, guys. Take care. Thank you.